In the dim corridors of ancient prophecies and sacred texts, the enigmatic tale of Gog and Magog stands out as one of the most foreboding. These entities, shrouded in mystery, symbolize the ultimate harbingers of chaos and destruction. As the modern world faces its own uncertainties, the rise of Gog and Magog looms as a cataclysmic event foretold in apocalyptic visions. This script delves into their emergence, the devastation they bring, and the epic struggle to overcome their menace. Prepare to journey through history and prophecy, where dark secrets and cosmic battles unfold in a narrative that is both gripping and enlightening. The story of Gog and Magog is a fascinating blend of myth, legend, and religious prophecy. Their earliest mentions date back to the Hebrew Bible, particularly in the book of Ezekiel. In these texts, Gog is portrayed as a leader from the land of Magog, destined to launch a devastating invasion against Israel. This vision of Gog and his formidable army conjures images of an overwhelming force bent on destruction. Christian eschatology further amplifies the tale of Gog and Magog, notably in the book of Revelation. Here, these entities are presented as central figures in the ultimate battle between good and evil, deceived by Satan to wage war against the faithful after a millennium of peace. This dramatic depiction underscores their role as ultimate adversaries, whose rise heralds the end of days. The Quran adds another layer to their enigmatic narrative, referring to them as Ya'juj and Ma'juj. The story goes that Dhul-Qarnayn, a just and wise ruler, built a massive barrier to confine these destructive forces, preventing them from unleashing chaos upon the world. However, it is foretold that they will eventually breach this barrier, leading to widespread devastation. Beyond these religious texts, historical and cultural references to Gog and Magog can be found throughout various epochs. From ancient Greek and Roman accounts to medieval European legends, they have been depicted as monstrous beings and barbarian invaders. Their enduring presence in the collective human psyche reflects a deep-seated fear of catastrophic forces beyond human control. The prophecies concerning Gog and Magog are filled with vivid imagery and profound warnings. They offer a glimpse into the terrifying events that their rise is expected to trigger. According to the prophecies, their emergence will be sudden and catastrophic, marking a significant turning point in human history. One of the most detailed prophecies comes from the book of Ezekiel, where it is foretold that Gog will invade Israel with a massive army. This invasion is depicted as an overwhelming force that threatens to engulf the land. However, divine intervention is also foretold, with natural disasters such as earthquakes and torrential rain serving as manifestations of God's wrath against Gog and his forces. In the book of Revelation, the rise of Gog and Magog is tied to the release of Satan after 1,000 years of imprisonment. Deceived by Satan, they gather from the four corners of the earth for a final assault on the camp of the saints and the beloved city. This climactic battle is portrayed as a cosmic confrontation, culminating in divine intervention where fire from heaven consumes the attackers, leading to their ultimate defeat. The Quranic narrative presents a similar forewarning. It describes how Dhul-Qarnayn built a barrier to confine Ya'juj and Ma'juj, preventing them from wreaking havoc. However, it is prophesied that they will eventually breach this barrier, leading to widespread chaos and signaling the approach of the Day of Judgment. The prophecies also detail specific signs and omens that will precede the rise of Gog and Magog. These signs serve as warnings to humanity, indicating the impending catastrophe. In the biblical narrative, the invasion by Gog is preceded by a period of relative peace and security, a deceptive calm before the storm. The suddenness of the attack and the overwhelming force of the invaders are clear indications of the impending disaster. In the Christian tradition, the release of Satan and the gathering of Gog and Magog is a significant omen. This event is seen as the ultimate resurgence of evil, disrupting the millennium of peace and divine reign. The global nature of their assembly, drawing from the four corners of the earth, underscores the universal scale of the impending conflict. The breaking of Dhul-Qarnayn's barrier is a significant occurrence in the Quranic narrative that portends the imminence of the end times. Unmistakable signs of the impending Day of Judgment include Ya'juj and Ma'juj explosive proliferation and devastating effects upon their emergence. Modern interpreters often draw parallels between these ancient signs and contemporary events, seeing geopolitical tensions, environmental crises, and societal upheavals as reflections of the prophecies. This intersection of ancient forewarnings and current realities highlights the enduring relevance of these prophecies in understanding existential threats. The rise of Gog and Magog is envisioned as a cataclysmic event that unleashes unprecedented chaos and destruction upon the world. Their emergence is not seen as a mere historical incident, but as a transformative moment that plunges humanity into profound turmoil. Gog and Magog's invasion poses a serious threat to humanity as stated in multiple prophecies. Their overwhelming might, which is frequently compared to like a cloud engulfing the earth, conjures up a vision of unavoidable disaster. Earthquakes, deluges of rain and fires which follow their ascent, intensify the apocalyptic atmosphere and signify the cosmic significance of their development. Vibrant descriptions of turmoil and devastation abound in the story of Gog and Magog's ascent. They see their forces overpowering opposition, igniting fear, and wreaking havoc all around. No area of the planet is immune from the chaos they bring about, making the worldwide consequences of their emergence a major topic. The terrifying reminder of the devastation that can result from unbridled evil powers is provided by this apocalyptic picture. Humanity's response to the rising of Gog and Magog is typified by a blend of bravery, desperation, and faith in God. The international community mobilizes all tactics and resources at its disposal to tackle the threat. Initially, there is widespread panic and confusion as the forces of Gog and Magog overwhelm defenses and spread chaos. However, as the situation becomes more dire, humanity begins to rally. Nations and leaders, recognizing the existential threat posed by these forces, unite in a desperate bid to resist the invasion. This collective effort is marked by acts of heroism and sacrifice as individuals and groups stand against the overwhelming odds. Divine intervention plays a crucial role in the global response. The prophecies emphasize that human efforts alone are insufficient to overcome the cataclysmic threat. In the biblical narrative, natural disasters and divine retribution are depicted as key factors in defeating Gog and Magog. Similarly, in the Quranic narrative, the intervention of divine forces is essential in mitigating the existential threat posed by Ya'juj and Ma'juj. The confrontation with Gog and Magog is depicted as an epic battle of cosmic proportions, a defining moment in the eschatological narrative. This struggle is not merely a physical conflict, but a profound spiritual and moral clash between the forces of good and evil. The battle is often described in grandiose terms, with massive armies clashing in a showdown that determines the fate of humanity. The forces of Gog and Magog, vast and seemingly unstoppable, are met by the combined might of the world's defenders. The intensity of the conflict is amplified by vivid descriptions of natural disasters and divine phenomena, reinforcing the cosmic significance of the battle. In the biblical accounts, natural disasters such as earthquakes and torrential rains are depicted as manifestations of divine wrath, striking down the forces of Gog and Magog. This divine intervention underscores the theme of divine justice, illustrating that the malevolent forces are ultimately subject to the will of higher powers. Similarly, in the Quranic narrative, the intervention of divine forces is essential in overcoming the threat posed by Ya'juj and Ma'juj. The prophecies highlight the role of faith and reliance on divine power in navigating the ultimate challenges posed by these apocalyptic forces. In light of existential threats, the idea of divine intervention serves as a reminder of the limitations of human endeavors and the importance of spiritual strength and faith. It serves to bolster the notion that human behavior is brought into line with divine intent when higher powers intervene to bring about the final victory over evil forces. An era of healing and rejuvenation is signaled by the defeat of Gog and Magog, which is a crucial turning point in the eschatological story. The devastation caused by the events and the last supernatural intervention open the door to a new era in which the past is healed and order is restored. In the aftermath of their defeat, the world undergoes a process of purification and renewal. The land is cleansed of the impurities brought by the conflict, symbolizing the re-establishment of divine order and justice. This period of restoration represents a return to the harmonious state intended by higher powers. If you enjoyed diving into the epic saga of Gog and Magog, hit that like button and share the adventure with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thrilling tales and mysteries from the past, present, and future. Tap the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.